voters pick their top Republican for president in New Hampshire, Democrats are reminding their base that abortion is on the ballot in 2024.
Today at a re-election rally for President Biden in Virginia, an Austin woman who is suing the state of Texas after she was denied an abortion while experiencing life-threatening complications spoke at the event.
My doctor would be at risk of loss of her license or even jail time. I was told to wait. I had to wait until I got so sick that my life was considered in danger. My family flew in from across the country for fear that I wouldn't pull through.
And at today's event, it comes as a new ad from the Biden campaign features another Texas woman who was denied an abortion after learning the child she was carrying had a deadly diagnosis. Our Monica Madden breaks down the messaging on the issue.
Every woman's worst nightmare.
A new re-election ad for President Joe Biden is focused on abortion bans like in Texas.
At a routine ultrasound, I learned that the fetus would have a fatal condition and that there was absolutely no chance of survival.
The Biden campaign tying the law with the president's likely opponent.
In Texas, you are forced to carry that pregnancy, and that is because of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade.
It's an issue Democrats are betting big on.
When I'm elected to the U.S. Senate, we will codify Roe v. Wade and go back to allowing women to make their own health care decisions in consultation with their faith, their family, and their doctors, not politicians.
Texas Republicans have been hesitant to weigh in on whether exceptions to the law should be expanded.
There's an important conversation going on between the voters in the various states and their elected representatives about where the lines should be drawn.
I think that Republicans sort of underestimated how galvanizing of an issue it was going to be.
Caroline Vakil, a campaign reporter with The Hill, points to Democrats' successes on the ballot in other states since the fall of Roe.
And I think both parties are trying to paint the other as extreme, but I think in this case we're starting to see which side resonates a little bit more with voters.
But notes it's not the highest ranking issue for voters, with polls showing the economy and immigration topping the list in Texas. Monica Madden, KXAN News.
And with a conservative supermajority, there is little likelihood Texas state lawmakers could walk back the near-total abortion ban. Any changes would have to come from Congress and the White House, whether it's Democrats' proposal to codify Roe v. Wade or some Republicans' pitch to create nationwide abortion restrictions.